Welcome back to the Manor. Julian McBain here, and today we're doing a little intermission from the Personal Finance from Gamers bit so that we can talk about the last couple of weeks and the FaZe1 challenge, which I'm kind of wanting to go through a little bit. I'm sure some of you probably looked at my FaZe1 challenge response video, and would I say it's terrific work? No. I'm still learning the whole video editing thing. And my rookie hood is definitely on display here, but I felt like if I didn't do something for it, then I would regret it. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today and what's going on in the life of Julian McBain so that you can understand just how much I am overwhelmed lately, which is why some things are kind of slipping through the cracks, with my apologies. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the Manor. Please take a moment and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time, so make sure you subscribe. By the way, we just made 700 subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. Also, please go to patreon.com/JulianMcBain if you want to continue to support my work in bigger ways. If you do, you'll get exclusive content, including an exclusive video every single month. Plus, I'll be releasing the raw footage of Boneworks, the Boneworks series I'm working on, as those videos become available. So that will be happening. And in fact, I intend to upload the first set of raw footage. It's like an hour and a half long, sometime in the next week or two. As soon as the produced work has finished releasing for that raw work. So you'll be able to see some behind the scenes stuff, whenever I took the flight recorder off my face. All of that stuff, the loading screens, there was always commentary on the loading screens, even if it was sometimes like, oh, this fucking loading screen takes so long. That was all there. The raw emotion, it's all there. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, become a patron, you'll have access to that. And thank you so much for the support of my patrons. Okay. So you're probably wondering what is going on. Why is Julian, he's taking on all this extra shit, but he can't finish certain series. What's going on? Okay. Recently, I started going back to college, and it has been quite the experience. Not one I was expecting, and it was a lot more work than I expected. It's been 14 years since I've been in school. Like, my son was an infant under a year old when I graduated from college with an associate's degree. And for all that, it's been quite the experience trying to kind of jump back into the academic world, the research involved, having access to all of these academic journal articles that I wish I'd had access to for years. There's just a lot involved in it. And the college I go to, the first term, you're enrolled full-time regardless. Like, they just auto-enroll you. And I really hate the idea of withdrawing or dropping classes. It really just does not sit well with me. And so I've been tanking it. I've been tanking it hard. But it's hard. Like, if I didn't have the channel, if I didn't do anything else for the next year and a half, I could finish my degree in 16 terms. I have 16 credit. No, how much? 16 classes. I have 16 classes left. I could finish it all in a year and a half because I've got 72-ish credits. But I would have zero time for anything else. I'm not that kind of person. There's no such thing as work-life balance, but I'm still a dad. I still have shit I need to take care of. So once this term is over, and it's they're 10-week terms. So late March, I'm cutting down to one class per term. There are 5 terms in a year. I'll be able to do 5 classes a year and be good. And maybe during the summer, I won't do a summer term. Maybe it'll only be 4 terms out of 5. But I'll figure that when I get there, because I still need to split wood. So I'm doing all of that. And amongst that, I took on the FaZe1 challenge. And you're probably thinking, Julian, you idiot, why would you take on the FaZe1 challenge? Because there's almost zero chance that I will be selected for the second part of the FaZe1 challenge. And I know this, and I know this because I don't really play the games that most esports teams are looking for. I do play Halo when I have the time. I find it to be a major stress reliever. I haven't been playing for long. They released it recently. It's free to play. It's a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me of the old GoldenEye days. Like seriously, I never played Halo until now. Not really. Like I played a couple of verses, but not really. But I cut my teeth in GoldenEye, and the environment of Halo Infinite reminds me a lot of GoldenEye. I mean, you don't have the laptop guns. It's not a free-for-all, although that was a fucking blast. But it's like strictly casual. It's more casual than casual Rainbow Six Siege. It is fucking casual, and I love it because it's casual. No one takes it seriously. You just have fun, and so you have that, and that's an amazing thing. And when FaZe put out their FaZe1 challenge, I'm like, okay, this is an opportunity to market the channel, kind of cut my teeth on the idea of actually competing, and trying out my video editing skills, which are rudimentary at best, right? So that's what I did. I tried it out, knowing that I wouldn't make it past the first stage, because to me it was a challenge to be able to come up with an idea for this 3-minute video. And so I participated. And could I have spent more time trying to work on my core content? Of course I could have. You know, I've got 9 episodes of Boneworks that I've already finished producing. I haven't been able to work on it in over a week. That really friggin' bugs me. But I've been dealing with it. I haven't been able to put out a video from Champions of Norath in a while. That bugs me. I need to figure out how to beat that boss. I totally get it. I'm producing this Entropia video the night before it's supposed to release after 10 o'clock. And you know my rules. I like to produce in batches, and I stop working after 9. This is how much my overwrought school schedule has affected my personal schedule. I'm doing this. It is currently 10:30 at night. And I'm doing it because this is a labor of love and I want to make sure it's done. I will not sacrifice the Entropia content. That's what you all come here for. But I did want to go into the FaZe1 challenge and explain some things. My FaZe1 challenge video was a labor of love. For all that it was 3 minutes, I captured a whole bunch of footage, took the best of the footage, not entirely true, took what I thought would be some of the better footage and threw it into the video. And I did it because I wanted the challenge of trying to come up with a reason for an esports team to try to take me on. And frankly, it wasn't a great job. It was a decent job, and I think that I might have one of the more wholesome applications to FaZe. Maybe the most wholesome. And I recommend you please go watch my response to FaZe1, just so you understand where I'm coming from. Basically, it was the entire reason I am applying to FaZe is to fund my parents' retirement. That was basically it. If I were to, for whatever reason, get selected for FaZe, the entire purpose is to fund my parents' retirement. Make sure they're taken care of. And that's part of the reason I do this. Because I made mistakes when I was younger. I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger. And it cost my parents money that could have been put toward their retirement. And not for nothing, my actions could have been part of the reason that my brother suffered from the mental health issues he had that ended up resulting in him taking his own life. Do I believe I'm at fault for that? No. No, that would be a foolish thing. So many things go into stuff like that I wouldn't even touch on it. Was it a factor? Possibly. And that bugs me. Like deep down. So I want to make sure my parents are taken care of. And even if I embarrass myself in trying to apply for a group like FaZe, if it gives me the chance to provide them the future that they should have had or could have had, I will 110% do it. So I did it. And I produced my video. And like I said, it may not be the best FaZe1 video, but I'm willing to bet it's amongst the most wholesome. So that was the challenge I wanted to put myself through. I wanted to force myself to get through that process, to actually go into it, produce the video, come up with the voiceover. I could have done better if I hadn't been doing all of the other things I'm doing, but at the same time, I was working with a really limited skill set. And that's part of the reason I'm doing things like the Boneworks video series, is to build skills to make the content I produce for you better. And those are all things I'm working on. The personal finance for gamers stuff, that's important to me because I want to communicate important skills to you to help you build your finances. That doesn't mean it's always going to be what you personally are interested in, and I understand that. We all have different needs, different interests, and I'm not always going to hit on them. It's why my channel growth has been so slow. Scotty C93 started a year after me, blew the fuck past me. And good for him. He has 110% earned it, and I will debate anyone who tries to say he didn't. I'm patently shocked that he hasn't monetized his channel yet. He absolutely should. But educating people on how to manage their finances is a passion of mine. It really is. I think that gamers are the biggest source of untapped potential. We have all kinds of interesting skills and abilities, our problem solving, determination, our grind, second to fucking none, which is why I do what I do. And does that mean I'm on the slow grind? Fuck yes, I'm on the slow grind. If I manage to get to a Lore Spade size where he's got 6,000 or 8,000 subscribers, I'll be amazed. We're on the road to 13 million. I don't expect to get there. I hope to. I want to. I'm driven to. But I don't expect it. That's the pie in the sky number, kids. That's 1% of YouTube, which is huge. Not even PewDiePie has 1% of YouTube. No, that's not true. He has 100 million subscribers. But still, there's 1.3 billion with a B YouTube subscribers. You know what I mean. People who are on YouTube accounts. 1.3 billion with a B. I want 1% of them. Just one. And it's a long road. And I know that some jokers out there singing the Star Trek Enterprise, it's a long road. Don't. I don't need that stuck in my head any more than it already is. And so I did it. I did the FaZe1 challenge. Now, what did I learn from the FaZe1 challenge? It was a really interesting process. Watching some of the response videos, going through what people did in FaZe5 last year, seeing what people do, and then trying to come up with my own unique spin. Very, very challenging process. And it was a good process to go through, and it was one I wish I had been able to and had dedicated more time to doing, but it means that my regular schedule would have been seriously interrupted, so I did what I could. And next time they do something like this, I will definitely be better positioned for having done so. It's just like my political campaign, and this is something that I don't talk about a lot. I'm actually fairly substantially involved in my state politics. Like most of you know, I ran for office last year. Not last year, in 2020. I'll be running for office again this year. So if I am fortunate enough to convince enough people to vote for me, I will be a state senator producing this content on this channel while I'm a sitting state senator. Is it the same as a U.S. senator or a U.S. rep? No, not from a constructive standpoint, but realistically, yes. That's on my list of goals. That's a lot of work. So I'm in school for this term full time. I'm campaigning. I am on the executive committee for my political party's state level party membership. I'm the treasurer for the whole state for that party, Libertarian Party. And I've never hidden my political beliefs. I did a whole fucking podcast on it. I do that. And I'm running for office. And I'm in school. And I'm a single father. And I still want to get back to fighting. Like there's a lot. And am I aware that I kind of fucked myself when it comes to work-life balance? Yeah. Yeah, I did. But every piece of this is worth it. And you're like, well, why the fuck would you want to apply for FaZe with all this shit on your plate? Winning isn't the goal. The challenge is the goal. Doing my best at something that's challenging is the goal. And did I do a great job compared to the other contestants? No. Did I do the best job I could under the circumstances? Yes. And that is part of the message I have had with this channel the whole time. Whether it's the McBain Moments segments, or the Let's Play segments, or the live streams, or these videos, or the personal finance for gamers. It's not the act of winning that's important. It's the act of the process. Figuring shit out. Getting better at the thing. That's what I do. Even 10:30 at night, 10:45 at night, with a glass of scotch in hand. Recording a video. Because that is my obligation to you. It's what I do. And I'm going to continue to work. And sometimes I'll fail. Sometimes there'll be gaps. With everything else going on, my biggest goal is making sure these Entropia videos continue to be produced. Once I'm done with personal finance for gamers, I'll find something in Entropia to do. We have a whole bunch of Panleons to kill, I know that. So I wanted to produce this and just let you know what's going on. I felt that this was a good intermission so that I could explain to you my thought process. I had thought about trying to force through like all of the personal finance for gamers with no breaks or intermissions. And I was like, no. I needed to explain the FaZe1 thing. I needed to talk to you about it. And I mentioned I was participating in FaZe1 as I was taking on all this extra shit. And it's important to me to be able to communicate to you why the decisions were made. So those are the decisions made. And I'd love to know your opinion on it. Watch the FaZe1 video and shred it. Like critique the shit out of me, please. I want to know your opinions. So, okay, that's all I've got for tonight. It's getting late. I gotta work in the morning. Because I still work 40 hours a week on top of all the other stupid shit that I do. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe down below. We are on the road to 13 million subscribers, one subscription at a time. So make sure you subscribe. And as always, I really appreciate all of your support. Please consider becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/JulianMcBain, and we will see you in the next one.